And hello again. This is just one of the x-rays of his arm that runs on through, and the woman's over here and he's up in here. But as you can see, there's a body that's hidden within. And that's Leonardo. If you actually look at the design of the Mona Lisa's head that actually flows through here, and you'll find out that he has his models that actually flow. So what he's done is that, he's done his build in layers. And it's not just one layer, okay? Because Leonardo da Vinci does massive layers, and this is just the tip of it. In this corner up here, it spells out S-A-L-A-I, Sali. He was his model, and out of being his model was one of his lovers. I believe Melzi Francesca was a lover of his. And I do believe it was a 3-ring deal. Love does come in mysterious ways. This was shot off my phone and then rebooted and went into this slide deal. But there's so much info in this. To you, you're saying, what's he showing me? What's he showing me? But you can actually see the big image of the person right here that flows up and around with a shoulder that comes down, and he's going sideways. These are his tricks, and I get heavy into these details of his work that you'll see. And also you can see this V here, the V, that means he has an E, like an E twisted. Okay, that means there's an O up here, and then there's an L way up here, and that's Leonardo. Sometimes he runs the L with the O in the hook of the L, and then you got your V, and it continues. And that's Leonardo da Vinci. He will write love or do hearts all day long, and as you can see, there's a shadow of the heart too. Right here, here's the big shadow of the heart. And not only there's your V, and here's your L, so he's got L, O, V, and then he has his E here, right here. Okay, so that's Leonardo's tricks. And so his paintings are massive, L-O-V-E. He's a compulsive individual on expressing his love. He wasn't afraid of it, and the world knows about that. For the reason is because the Mona Lisa is one of the greatest proofs of it all, as how much he loved. And he painted her to his heart's desire. And we get back into hearts again, and you'll see the heart too. See the outline of the heart right here? That is the same heart that is in my painting. It is a by the feet in the sand. That's what he would copy to do, and he put that everywhere. So my painting is everywhere with the hearts. So you see a heart, you're going to see my painting. That's what Leo did. He tricked it. And you also can see that he makes these arrows, as you can see. That's an arrow, and he points to these directions. And the reason why he points this arrow is because it says the same thing across here as I spelt out for you, Sali. You can even see here's the S, here's the A, here's the L, here's the A, and here's the I. Sali. Okay, that's where it lies. Whoops, that so happens to be a Jesse James photo, I do believe. I do catch a lot of rare stuff, and I picked it up, and I do believe that's Jesse James and his brother. So you forgive me on that. Well, looks like, there we go. Now this is the X-ray of my man with Sali written across here again. Okay, and that is why it's the same, because what's written in the Mona Lisa is written in mine. So my man lies across the Mona Lisa in those areas. if you also look, you'll see the arrow. He has an arrow that goes, kicks across and points. So basically he's telling you his story of who the woman is, who he is. He has this big V here, so now you know there's an E, so he has a V, and then he has a big L, which is going to be, here's your big L, here's your big O area, and then here's your V, and then you'll have your either big E here, or you have your E here, or you have your E here, or continuous, because he constantly makes this whole painting love. And that's Leo for you. Extremely tricky. Now that's one of his fancy paintings, which it looks just like my woman, and that looks just like my woman in the painting, and that looks like my woman in the painting, and that looks like a very young woman with the baby growing up. So he was infatuated with the love of that type of style woman to portray, to be that woman. So in other words, if you want to be a tall, dark, and handsome man, you're going to draw yourself in that type of figure, and you may be pretty close to that, and that's what you end up with. You end up with an extremely handsome man. My belief is that that is many women, between his mother and his lovers and himself and Mary and Madonna. They're all in similar, and also the models in which we just showed. So he integrated that great beauty of all his works and his love within the woman and the man, because the man's in it too. And then don't forget, he had a stroke which hides his right hand, which they call a claw. And that was 5 years prior to his death, is what the internet shows. And I do believe either he has a trick in here, or that so happens to be to where he's got some kind of endo regarding, or it affected two hands, and most of that hand right here survived except for the pinky of bad arthritis. And my mom nearly has that same type of pinky problem. Not as great, but somewhat. And so that's what's amazing. And within the depth of the thickness of the painting, you end up with stuff of this sort, and you have to pick and nick every single thing, from little animals and different colors, and little rabbits with the big ears floating around here, and the eyes and the big long nose. But when you take the ears off, it becomes the front of a bird with another bird, and then the little people, and then these are other little people back, and it goes endless. And then you got other people in here in green. Just because it's green don't mean it has to be just like black and white, and, or multicolor like the Mona Lisa. And so that's Leo for you. Oh, let me go back here 1 second and just to let you know. This so happens to be the back of it, and believe it or not, he shellacked this to be as spelt out Leonardo in different ways. And if you get into these nails and you get into this wood and little pigments in my YouTubes, you'll find out that they're microscopic images. This is a person in here, and this is looks as a L, and that's an E, and that's an O. That's the way he starts. He's very tricky, very, very tricky. And so with that, I'm going to stop it there for the time being, because we're way into intro. And I want to say, may God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens. If you can subscribe, doesn't cost a thing, and I would appreciate it. And don't forget to tell your friends or loved ones and that you love them, and about my works. I appreciate it very much. Stay safe. Amen.